Hello Commanders, I'm Commander GremlinSpotter. One of the most basic skills an explorer needs to know is what stars can be used to refill their tanks and how to go about scooping fuel from those stars. In this video, I'll show you different ways to fuel scoop and how to get yourself out of trouble if you get yanked out of Super Cruise while scooping. It happens to the best of us. I'm also going to show you how to supercharge your FSD using neutron stars and white dwarfs. These stars help boost your ship's range for one jump and shorten up your trip considerably if you can find a lot of them in one area. Neutron stars and white dwarfs should be approached with caution, but after watching this video, I'm confident that you will have the tools necessary to use these stars to your advantage.
Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to know when it comes to doing this kind of stuff, filling up off the stars, is you want to have the orbit lines on. And you can go do that by going to Ship, and come down here to Pilot References, and turning your orbit lines on. And this has become very important when we get to the white dwarfs, and this is also important for fueling up your ship. So as you see, I have a ship that is very low on fuel. Next, let's take a look at the galaxy map. Remember, we need to see these type of stars. These type of stars right here: O, B, A, F, G, K, and M stars. These are all fuelable stars. So if you set your filter up for these stars, and I have these set up for another reason, but for the video basically, but if you set it up with just these stars, you will only ever end up in a system with one of these stars, so you should always have a star to fill up off of. And if you don't, for whatever reason, if it does route you, because I know when I came here it routed me through one that didn't have it, there's only one jump, so not that big of a deal. However, I purposely ran my ship out of fuel so that I could demonstrate the fueling up of the ship off the star. And there's two different ways, and that's the reason why I wanted to get so empty. I'll show you the two different ways you can fuel up off the star. So let's go ahead and get this going. This is a Class M star, which should be fuelable. So I'm also going to show you what happens if you get too close to the star and you get pulled out of Super Cruise. How to get out of that without taking too much damage. Alright, so you saw the orbit line, so what I'm going to do is you can either do it like this, keep that orbit line right here, and keep an idea, look at how much of fuel you're scooping. I usually try to get as much as I can, just 1200 for this fuel scoop. And I try to stay on it. I'm going to heat up, and to do that you can back off. And you'll start pulling down. And you can also come to a complete stop. Well, it's not really a complete stop. You can come to a stop and fuel up just like that. If you get a little anxious about flying around it, and then you can even kind of get a little bit closer. As you can see, I'm not heating up. If I'm satisfied, I can sit here and do this all day. And I just sit here and I'm not heating up or anything. So I prefer to do it like that. So you can put it where you see it above you, or you can put it where you see the orbit line below you. Either way, as long as you stay on that orbit line, you should be good to go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and break it real quick, and I'll show you how to get out of that situation. So we're getting too close to the star. Okay, and I broke it. I'm overheating a little bit. So what's going to happen now is you need to let your FSD drive cool down. So right down here at the right hand corner. It takes longer to cool down. So in the meantime, what you want to do is I go ahead and target the star. Okay, so I'm looking right at it. Right there it is, right there. So now what you want to do is you want to put your back into your ship to this star. So with this little dot here, this means it's on the back end. You want this to be dead center. So it's dead center. I'm going to let that FSD cool down. Let's go ahead and go full power. Now, if you have heat sinks, this is a good time to use it. If you don't, this will still get you out of trouble. So go ahead and hit Super Cruise. I'm going to fire off the heat sink. As you see, my heat is going down. I'm not heating up, so I'm able to escape without heating up and burning up. If I didn't have a fuel scoop, I probably would have got to like 120, 130, and then I'd be getting out of it. And so that's pretty much it. That's how you can get out of, if you get pulled out of Super Cruise. That's one way to get out of it. That's also pretty much how you fuel scoop. So it's always intimidating your first couple of times, but practice, practice, practice makes perfect. So, alright, now we're going to talk about neutron stars. So I'm going to jump into a neutron star real quick and show you how to boost your FSD drive off a neutron star. So right now my ship has 46.89 light years per jump, and when I boost off this FSD, then you'll see what kind of extra mileage you can get out of your FSD by boosting it off a neutron. This is one of the best ways to actually get some. Okay, so here's the neutron star. So I'm gonna go to put my throttles at 0. Okay, let's take a look at it. So yeah, 46.91. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, this is why the orbit lines is so important, is when it comes to these have a really small exclusion zone. So as long as you stay towards the outside ribbons out here, you're gonna be a-okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pitch my nose towards the end of this thing. You don't want to go really fast. I put in very little throttle because you'll fly right through this thing. Basically, you just want to get into what I call it, get into the wash machine. Once you do that, I go to 0 throttle. I just try to stay in it. There it is, frame shift drive supercharged. Power up. And you don't really need to do anything, just power up and let yourself come out of it. So now I have a supercharged frame shift drive. So now I can go 187 light years in a single jump. So, and that's pretty much how we do neutron. Next, we're going to talk about the white dwarfs, and these are much, much more dangerous. And I'll explain that here in just a minute when we get to the white dwarfs. Alright, and now we are set up to do a white dwarf. Let's get that started. Now these have a much bigger exclusion zone. This is why you definitely need the orbit lines on. You'll see exactly why, because I'm going to want to see how big this is. A lot of times the exclusion zone is going to rip you out of Super Cruise is almost as big as the actual ribbons that are coming off of it. These ribbons are typically wider but shorter. And so you have to be very, very careful. I'll show you my strategy on how I usually do this without taking any damage. If you get pulled out of Super Cruise inside one of those ribbons, you will burn it up. You see how large that was? I think it's huge. See that? That's going to be really, really, really tough. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this ribbon, in fact I'm going to roll over, slow down. Okay. As you can see, this is ribbon's a lot shorter than a neutron star. The other thing you'll look for, since I can't see the orbit lines now, at this point, is you want to look up in your info bar on the right hand top screen. If you see impact, that means you are about to hit. Okay, I'm going to go to 0. Alright, and just power out of it. And we're done. Those can be very scary. Those creep me out sometimes. That one actually did. That was a really rough one. So. But as you saw, the excursion zone was almost as wide as or came out to the edge, to the tips of those ribbons. And so that's where the danger is. That's why you want to have the orbit lines on, because you're not going to be able to see them very often. You just need to get that one glimpse, how big is it, and then shoot your plan. And so typically what I do is I aim for the very end of that ribbon. And while I'm going, I usually keep really slow speed, and I keep an eye on my info bar. If I see impact at any point, I pull back on that stick and try to get away from it as soon as possible. Because again, if you get yanked out of Super Cruise and you're anywhere near that ribbon, it will fry your ship, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Thank you for watching my video. If you learned something new or enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate your support on my channel. Volume 4 will be coming out soon and will cover scanning systems and mapping planets. You can find links below to the other 2 volumes of the Exploration Basics Guide. I'd like to invite you to come check me out on Mixer and join me in the exploration adventures or come join me in conversation on Discord. Links to both can be found below, so tell me in the comments below, do you use neutron stars and white dwarfs to supercharge your FSD? That's all I have for this video. Again, thanks for watching and happy scanning, Commanders.